Hey guys, it's Megan Johnson. I'm the Practical Scrapper on Instagram. I am here to do a little walkthrough of the RhonnaCollage app. I have been making my own templates, like grid-like templates, like pocket-style templates, over the past 24 hours, and I am obsessed and I love it. And I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough of the app before I begin showing you how to make your own collages so that you can see some of the possibilities. So this is the home page, and if I'm correct, the app only costs $1.99. You can get the whole suite of Rhonna apps. I love them all. I just did a video on Rhonna designs. So let's just dive in. So you have new project, last project, and info. I've never pressed on info. I guess I could. Tips and tricks, printing tips, send love, report an issue. Okay, pretty straightforward. So if you are working on a project and you press last project, I'm just going to press last project and we'll see what comes up. Okay, so this is a page that I just made for the digital press design team. So a little sneak peek at a kit coming up by Humble and Create. It's very cute. So that's what it looks like. When you press your last project, it will pull up your last project. One of the downfalls of the RhonnaCollage is that it doesn't store the project as it is, as you see right here, like you would in Over. It doesn't store a draft, basically. It only pulls up the last project that you did. That is a big downfall. I sometimes go back and will tweak things, but as I was working on this page in Over, let's see, here's the page in Over. As I was working on this page in Over, I kept this template open in RhonnaCollage and tweaked things and exported and changed things as I went along. But now I'm done with it. My page is done, so I can close it out safely. So that is one of the downfalls. So let's press start over. So now let's go to new project. So once you press new project, now you can never go back to your last project. I can't go back to that grid layout that I made of Francie. But what I can do, I'm just going to show you a little walkthrough. Down here, I bought the ability, it was 99 cents, to save my layouts. So you can see these are the layouts that I've made so far. So I made something that looks like design A. I made kind of a circle-y one. This is a fun one. I love those pocket page layouts with like the kind of the strip on the side, like that 2-inch strip. And then I made a 16 square pocket. So those are the ones I've made so far. So what you're going to notice, so I could go back and remake that canvas pretty easily. But what you're going to notice is here at the top, you can choose your layout. So right away, you can choose, you know, all the different basic styles and standard. They're kind of the standard measurements. You can do an empty canvas, which just gives you a blank, just a blank canvas that you can export at any size. I use this when I want to put a stroke around my text. So I can show you how to do that at a different time. That is definitely a big benefit to the RhonnaCollage app. And honestly, that's all I've really done with it up until now. Adding a stroke is like, so I would type a title and then I could add an outline around the whole title. So that's what a stroke is. It's that outline that you see sometimes that makes it look like a sticker. So let's start over again and go to new project. So here you can choose. So you could, if you want to, let's see, we could choose a 3x4 layout. And if you wanted to, you could build a pocket for a page in the Project Life app. So you could open up one of these. Let's say, oh, these circles look fun. Now this could be a 6x8 size if you wanted it to be. You could do everything in here and then export it and add it into the Project Life app. So that is a possibility. So, and there's the 3x2, which is also, of course, a 6x4, and is also a 12x8. And they do have a 12x8 pocket in Project Life. It's in the Big Shot ones that spread across the top. So anyway, you kind of get the idea of all the different, that's kind of similar to Over and things. So here's all these basic layouts. So you see the layout here. Now, these are the ones that they've provided for you. Any one of these layouts is customizable. So you could, if you want to, if you like, let's see, I don't know, I like circle layouts, but let's see, here's a circle. You could make a layout just with this and not change anything. And that would be fine. Like you can add, once you press on this, it comes up and it says style right here. So the style is basically kind of what you're going to fill it with, and what you want the border colors to be and things. So you can add a photo. So this is, I've been playing with these photos all night, but you can just add a photo. And so what you're going to notice here is up on the upper left-hand corner, you can see, if I press on this, we're going to see layers. Just like Over. So when you start, you can, if you wanted to put these circles on top of each other, you could, or kind of have them overlap, you could layer them. There is this thing in the upper left that says hide grid or show grid. So the grid is kind of nice because that's something that comes in really handy when you're building your templates. But you can also see it comes in handy when you are building, because you can see that things are nice and straight. So I'm gonna actually hide the grid right now. So what you're gonna notice up here, this isn't like Over where I can just press on this picture and move it anywhere I want and blow it up with my fingers and shrink it. It's a little bit different. You've got to use these squares up here in the top. So the crop tool is going to, I'm going to adjust my image. So it's going to let me move my image, whatever I like. So I kind of like this because it's like you're doing each action is independent from each other. So while I'm moving the image, I'm not going to accidentally resize the circle or change the border, or, there's lots of different benefits to having to go up here and press all these different selections to do different actions. So this one with all the arrows pointing all different side to the different corners, this will allow me, now this is what lets me move it around. Okay, so this is where the grid comes in handy. So I'm going to show my grid and it's going to snap it right back in place. Do you see how it kind of like snaps and pops? Snap, crackle, pop. Anyway, if you go over here to the 3 bars and you say set grid row, this comes in handy again when you're doing when you're building collages. Here you can change how big and small you want your grid to be. And that kind of helps. So now, this is kind of weird, but you press dismiss. Dismiss doesn't undo what you did. It just exits out. I'm always hesitant because I feel like it's like, don't do what I just want you to do. No, it just exits out of it. So now now it's popping and locking into place in smaller increments. So again, that is a great tool for when you're moving things around and you want things to line up perfectly. So the next one, the up and down, looks like it's up and down. That's just a resizing tool. So if I press on my finger and I slide up, I go bigger. I slide down, I go smaller. The next one over is a rotate tool. So obviously, I could kind of rotate her a little bit. So she is, that doesn't make much sense. She's got to be a little crooked. So that's helpful. And then this one is adjusting the shape. So I don't want to play with this one much because it gets a little wonky. But do you see this? So we can do this, kind of frees up the lock ratio, the ratio aspect. Is that the right word? So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that. So see that I can redo and undo. And that's after I press dismiss. So this is my home screen. Basically, I'm going to call this the home screen, my canvas screen. When I press on an image, I'm going to get the, this is just a different screen. So, and this is where I can manipulate that image in the top. But if you go here to the bottom, I'm going to show you these bottom. This fill frame, this is where we went to add a photo. We can fill it with a color if we want to. So you can see the style comes up on my picture. That's what we're in right now. This is the style button. So we can change the background. I have never messed with this one. These are all from RhonnaCollage. She has kind of a different, let's just press on one once and see. So you can see now we have created we've put in a different kind of there's some cute stuff in there. So that might be something worth playing with at some point. And then you have your library. Now these are from, that's exactly what we were just looking at. I don't know why it's not coming up, but I just mainly stick to pictures. Okay, so here at this point, actually I'm going to show you something quick. I'm going to go back down in the left-hand corner. I'm going to go to fill frame. You can see if I wanted to fill this with a card from a digital kit, or a piece of paper from a digital kit, I could do one of two things. I could go into where I store my kits. So I store mine in files. I have some in Dropbox too. You guys know all this. I've gone through this before. So let's go into December stuff. She always has a lot of fun things. Actually, let me find. Yeah, let's go into December. It doesn't matter, Megan. It doesn't matter. Just do something already. Just do it. Okay, so let's go into celebrate. Oh, nothing's loaded. Oh my goodness, you guys. Gosh, look, just get mad at me right now. Just tell me that I'm just an idiot. No, don't tell me that. I mean, sometimes when I'm watching videos, I'm like, oh my goodness, just move on. Okay, so I'm going to press on this paper. Oh, I'm offline. Drat. Okay, maybe I can hold it. Okay, so I'll show you this way. So I could save it to my camera roll, but let's try this. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go back to RhonnaCollage. And you're going to see, and I'm press paste. Oh, dang it, because the internet's not on. Okay, if I pressed paste right here, that picture would go right in there. Or if I went to my photo and I had exported it, like here, I've exported some of these. Like, look at this. This is a card. Oh, no. Just go in there. Dang it. This is the problem when I make videos, is because I have to turn my Wi-Fi off. Otherwise, it turns off the video. So anyway, if I press on this, it will fill. There, you get the idea. Move on. So frame style. So this is where, actually, okay, style. So if I press on this, I'm going to go back to the fill. Do you see how this changes at the bottom? If I press on style, now I'm at the style. So here in style, let's just walk through these. Shape 1. So look at this. We're doing 1 is basically like a square, or is like a full circle. Corners, see right now we're at 100%. Look at, I can make this into a square. So basically this is where you can round your corners. And this is how you make a circle. Border width changes the width on the outside. So that's pretty self-explanatory. When I'm usually putting paper in or a filler card, I actually will turn the border off. So you can make it whatever you want. Position down here. So now you're going to notice that this is kind of like in over, you've got that nudge option. This is the same. So we can go up and down. The thing that's nice about this is if I'm messing around and I decide to maybe make another circle, I can press on this, go to frame style. That's where we are in the style. And I see that this one is at a horizontal position of 24. And then I can press on the next one right here. And I'm going to go down to frame style. And no, I want to press on this one. I'm sorry. You're going to see frame style. This one is at 25. So if I want to make sure that they're perfectly lined up, I can move it over to 24. So you kind of can see how you can make sure that things are really lined up and tight and in order. The same with the grid. The grid is great for that. This is also where you change the size, which you can also do, you know, in that bar, selection bar at the top. But this one, you have a little bit of more, you know, fine tuning. And then we can rotate, of course, which you know, if it was, let's see if it was a different shape, you could see the rotation. So the border color you can change, never do that. I never fade things, I don't do that. Now the shadow, I've messed around with this quite a bit. I don't like how bold of a shadow they put on their preset templates. So I actually turn my shadow offset to 0 because then I'm going to get a shadow all the way around. I have been kind of sticking with my blur kind of around like 0.7, and then my opacity, I turn that down quite a bit too. Trying to remember here, what is my formula? Anyway, I'll tell you, I'll pull it up and in the next one, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. But you can see you can mess around here. That's the point of this video. So the other nice thing about this is I'm pressed on this right now. On the you can see up in the grid, it tells you what layer you're on. I'm going to press on the 3 things. I'm going to clone my frame. So now, oh no, see how this was selected up here, the rotate and change size. So that is what happens when you're not. I like to have it in adjust position because then if you touch it, it's not going to do anything. So if I'm messing with these top selections at the top, I always try to have the adjust position one on, the one with the 4 corners, pointing to the 4 corners. So you can clone. So that comes in handy when you are making your own custom template. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to show you. So the couple things to remember is, don't worry, dismiss is like Xing out, or you're done with this. You're done with the process that you just went through. It's not getting rid of anything. Fill canvas. When you are on the home, so this is your home screen. This is kind of a review. This is your like canvas screen. So this is not each individual pocket. This is basically the background. On fill canvas, you're going to now I'm changing the background color. So I can add a photo to my background. It's not going to let me do it because I am not connected to Wi-Fi. So fill canvas is changing the background. But I want to show you canvas style. This is where you can create your translucent background. So basically, I can show you. And then you can add text here too. And we can mess around with that a little bit later. So again, on my canvas page, so this is like the canvas, this is the background. That's where I can change the opacity. Sorry, that's my dog. So I'm going to pretend I'm done with this now. It's super ugly. I would never, of course, use this. But I'm going to go up here to the top right, and I am going to press share. And now this is the downfall, and I'm going to try to get some of these printed and show you. And then I'm going to, I changed it all the way to the highest. 2800 is not that bad. Project Life exports at 3000 by 3000, and that they print wonderfully. So I'm going to print some of these and see how they turn out. I have printed from RhonnaCollage before at 2800, and they did look fine, but I'm going to just do a test print for you guys just to see. But we're going to export. So now it's rendering here. We're going to save image. And then we're done. The one last thing that you could do if you loved your template and you tweaked it a little bit, and you've bought the ability to save your layouts, I think it's 99 cents. You press save layout right here, and then it's saved to my layout. Now it got rid of those grid things like I talked about. So if we go into start over, and we go to new project, like I told you, it kind of just saves the template. So here's the template that we just created. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. When I bring it into over, if I want to add things, I'm going to create a new background. I'm going to open a transparent background so you can see. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open the image. Oh no, let's see if it works. It worked. Yes. Okay, good. It's like not uploaded to Wi-Fi yet or something. I don't know how that worked, but it worked. So you can see now I have this and I have a transparent background, and I can make this bigger and smaller. So now this is all like one piece. It's like one, so if this was filled with pictures and stuff and I wanted to shrink it just a little bit, that's what I did with this one. You can see I shrinked the whole grid a little bit, and I added a background color and things like that. And I put in all my little elements and things. So the nice part about having it transparent is you can tuck things. Like if I wanted to put a graphic or something underneath, I can like tuck it behind. Okay, this is not a good example, but you can see now that can peek out. So if that was a flower, you could have it behind. So that's the nice part about having a transparent background. The other thing is the downfall, RhonnaCollage does not have a color picker. And so when you go into over, if you want to pick your background color, you can pick your color here. So if you wanted it that maroon, you could pick that maroon. Another benefit of exporting with a transparent background. You can also use a piece of paper from a digital kit as the background. And I could have showed you that if I was connected to Wi-Fi, and it would have pulled my pictures out, but it wasn't. So guys, I hope this was helpful. I talked kind of fast. I wanted to be brief. My videos are getting kind of long. But I'm really excited to teach you more about how to create your own templates. I'm still getting a hang of it, but I think I have a pretty good understanding now. So I'm gonna make that video next, and I hope you guys have a great day. And if you have any questions, let me know. Again, I'm sorry I talked fast, and I'm sorry if you heard my dog shaking and sniffing, and he's a Boston Terrier, so he kind of has a loud breathing thing. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Talk to you later.